Mandalay Casino and Resort at Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. It's the Geary, Stein, and Steven show with your co-host, Troy Geary. And yes, even Will Stein is here. And of course, your host, fresh off his one-man, legless tribute to Elvis Presley, the hardest working man in show business this week, Dave Stevens.
How good do I look in that coat, huh?
Beautiful, brother. You look amazing.
We are spending a little time not with one guest, not two guests. We got Troy. We don't want to see Dave anymore. Sorry about that. But we've got Troy Geary.
How you doing?
And we've got the former punky QB known as McMahon joining us, Jim McMahon. Kyle Turley taking a little time here to talk about Revenant and all of the stuff that goes with it, all of the things that you guys are doing this weekend, and of course, changing lives healthy. And so tell us a little bit again. We talk about Revenant and what it is and how it improves people's lives, getting rid of that stereotype of, oh, it's a gateway drug to heroin and everything else.
Well, we now know it's not a gateway drug, right? And we know it's an exit drug. Snoop Dogg just quit smoking marijuana, right? That's what it says. So it's an exit drug. And what we know about it is that it can help improve your life significantly and get you back to being who you are. That's the truth of it. We have an endogenous cannabinoid system, as it turns out in science, and it's the number one regulatory system in the human body. So, we've been here for 10 years talking about this. The science is continuing to come out. And if we can get our way of, injecting our politics in this year's election with our run for president, as Jim McMahon and I are with the Cannabis Freedom Party, then we can get all these things passed that are actual real bills that can affect millions of Americans in a positive way.
And Jim, is it? It's not so bad to have marijuana anymore. It used to be the evil thing, and you got to hide and buy a dime bag that you don't know was made from. Now that we have actual scientists creating it, finding out the best part of the THCs and all of the intricacies of the things that go into it, it helps people.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It helps people. It's helped Kyle and I. We just discussed how the Revenant name came about. Not because of that movie. Leonardo DiCaprio, we got mauled by a bear, and that dream sequence with the Indian feeding him. He was feeding him cannabis. That was brought him back to life, and that's what got Kyle and I back into our lives. I mean, I was eating pills for 15 years in the NFL, and 5 after I retired. And I couldn't, they do nothing but mask pain. They don't help your body at all, whereas cannabis has never killed anybody for one.
I want to talk about you guys' golf tournament. Me and our other co-host, Will, we're going to be playing in it. We paid pretty good money to help the cause.
Why are we
I
not
just want to ask you,
able to use this plant free?
every year you have these golf tournaments. It gets bigger and better every year. You got some great celebrities. Just want to talk about the golf tournament itself and what it benefits also with the Gridiron Greens.
That's our help the cause. I just want to ask you, every year you have these golf tournaments. We do better every year. We got some names, but and what it brings also with the Gridiron Greens.
Yep, well, that's our beneficiary is the Gridiron Greens. Mike Dickey charity started years ago.
Get all these people off their pills. We started a veteran line. Our mission statement. Because our veterans are in the same position that a lot of us are. They're getting fed pills, and it's making them kill themselves. Whereas marijuana's never killed anybody.
And I'm speaking to Mr. Vice President. Should I tell you that? So, but you got.
Well, he'll be president as soon as I take the bullet for him.
I'll get the good security.
Jim, are there a lot of people that might want to put a bullet in you? I didn't realize that.
Hey, you're fighting for this plant. They're going to put a bullet in you.
I don't see
things here, and especially being in Las Vegas, like you've got the Lexi Hotel, which is the only cannabis-friendly hotel. Should we see more and more resorts like that where you can go and be treated, and we could have all kinds of? We should put in some of the things that you've done to help regenerate your brain and fix those kind of things. Are we getting to where this is actually a treatment where doctors are going to go, it's a good thing?
Yeah, because if we can get it descheduled from a Schedule 1, which doesn't allow it to be researched on humans, legitimately and be accredited with studies, they drop it to a Schedule 3, we become an opportunity. Cannabis, becomes an opportunity for it to be discovered finally, and for the endogenous cannabinoid system to be known. You can't. They're keeping this from everyone, and so if we can drop it to Schedule 3, then we can start testing this on humans. All the science can come out about it, and we can put all these semantics to bed. It's ridiculous that we have to have these conversations. We're two living examples of a multitude of veterans and NFL players and athletes that have recovered who they are, what they were about in their life, and have a direction now and are working. And on the business side of things, we have a company we're doing great things with, and all the charitable things that we're doing with the Gridiron Greats, we're raising awareness and the lives we're saving by continuing to get cannabis to people, to express to them the experience we've had, and get them to use it the way we use it, and that is for a true medicinal pursuit, which can be that exit opportunity from all these pharmaceuticals that are killing you and all these distractions and things that are clouding your mind daily that can be put into order. And that's what cannabis does for us. That's why we're here, why we're continuing to do what we're doing.
And how's the Kyle Turley band? I think you have a new single out that's going to help your cause. You didn't bring your guitar again, man.
Hey, they don't want me playing. They didn't ask me to, right? I didn't get the offer, right? So I don't do things for free anymore. But maybe next year I can do a record on it. We'll see what happens. But I got a single out that's called High, and anybody can download that on any platform. And it talks about this story. These are my music about my life and everything about it. So the next record is going to be some production and hopefully some more traction out of it as they're writing music.
I mean, you're competing with a man over here that Jim McMahon has a gold record, right? From the Super Bowl Shuffle. He had the Super Bowl Shuffle, so he's got the gold
I got to go do another interview. Kyle, please say, Vice President.
It's the Super Bowl. All right, Jim McMahon, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's always great to see him. So, and we can talk a little more. Troy, go for it, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you discussed earlier about Gridiron Greats and stuff, but just talk about the program itself, what it benefits, and just the program.
Yeah, the Gridiron Greats, again, it started about 15 years ago or more. I mean, it was 2007, my last year in the NFL, where I learned about all these problems with our community and what was happening to guys like Jim that played before me. And I was making millions of dollars at the time even. And the guys that are making the amount of money today, there's still issues that need to be fought for these players. I mean, you got kids in college making more money now than guys that are in the NFL because of these ridiculous collective bargaining agreements that have sold the NFL players' health care, away and completely created all these problems. And hopefully these things can get resolved. But I got involved with them because they were not. And there was a lot of travesties that people are still hearing about today. And it's unfortunate that that organization still even has to exist to help guys get out of the trouble that they're in. We've got guys living on the streets. And they're all parts of these statistics that are real, that plague our community. And they all revolve around this brain injury that is real, and it causes problems. And it is a culprit of our 90% divorce rate. It's the culprit of our suicide rate. It's the culprit of all these things that are plaguing our community every year. They're not ending. And, they can say all they want now about the deaths or because it's the new tagline is we slipped and hit our head. That was Kevin Green, and that was just Frank Wycheck, and who knows, whoever else dies, they're going to say slipped and hit their head. They played this sport, created a lot of damage, and so you have to address that. They're not doing that proactively, and we don't have a league that really supports the players. Otherwise, all these players wouldn't have money, still continuing to go to other companies. We should be allowed to invest in the NFL and not go broke out here because of economic failure of our government when they know that this game is doing nothing but rising.
Well, how do you teach people that, again, it's been that, it's bad for you, and so they grow up, but, I don't talk about it much, but I use it. It helps my arms. It helps my pain. It helps depression. It helps all these things that me getting hit in my head when I played football and all those things that you're going to experience. So how do we educate people to say, hey, it's okay to use this?
Well, again, we take away the questions or the people's opinions and allow this descheduling to happen. Go down to a Schedule 3, which is still absurd. It still makes it worse than Vicodin and Percocet and all these painkillers and everything that are killing everybody, even out of Schedule 3, but it allows it to be tested on humans. And so that's what has to happen. So the semantics go away. It's true science that gets exposed. The number one regulatory system in everyone's body is the endogenous cannabinoid system. And probably 99% of people out here listening don't know that. and why this is important for them to use, and why you've had the experience that you've had, and why I've had the experience I have that continues to allow me and guys like you to be out there getting it, right? They would just rather us take some Ozempic to get skinny instead of burn one down and go to the gym and work out and get your life back and train hard. They want us to be sedentary. They want us to just wake up and walk into the pharmacy and give us, and we don't need that. We never have. This plant grows from the ground. It's a gift from God. And if we're going to, be swearing on this book in all of our courtrooms and all of our, presidential campaigns, we'll see it again in November. They're going to swear on that book. And that book says the herbs of the earth are for the benefit of man and to be used in prudence. And we are not doing that.
What's going to happen in 5 years, Troy, is that all these people that had Ozempic, they're going to start popping out kids with no legs like me, and nobody wants a kid with no legs like me, right?
Well, the inception of the pharmaceutical industry was that, exactly, that, it's not a joke, and what happens to people and why they were born certain ways, what created the pharmaceutical industry in America was a company that created a drug that was addressing PMS over in Europe and turned out a bunch of babies that had, limbs that were deformed and all these other things. They brought it to America, applied it, the same thing happened, and they banned that drug initially, and it's back on the market today. And you can Google this whole story. It's a real deal. And they are allowed to do this and create these drugs that are creating deformities, creating deficiencies, autism, all these things that kids are born with. And you don't need any of that. Cannabinoids are unbelievably, if you took breast milk and tested it, it would be called CBD milk. And that's the reality. We have cannabinoids in our bodies that help development. And the endogenous cannabinoid system develops in week 14 of gestation, which ironically is when they put the abortion laws around. So why are you even doing that? Because they know it's the cannabinoid system. It's inception of life. It controls everything. You don't have to have cleft palates. You don't have to have no limbs. You don't have to, and these scenarios can be completely avoided if they allow people to use cannabis and have this full development opportunity for themselves and for if they're having a baby or anything else.
We filled a dime bag with all this talk about cannabis, so I think Troy has a football question he wants to ask you.
Yeah, you played for the Chiefs. Are you picking the Chiefs on Sunday? Or okay, well, good. And what do you think is the most intriguing part of that matchup? Is it the offensive line or is it the defensive line? Of course, you're an offensive tackle, so you think we all know the game's won in the trenches. So, which side of the ball do you think is going to be the factor for that game?
Well, definitely. The trenches decide most things, but these skill positions, they got to catch that ball, they got to intercept that ball, they got to defend, and that quarterback's got to play. And I like Patrick Mahomes myself. Season he's been there, he's done that. He's going to go out and be in robot mode. Purdy, it'll have to be a real Purdy performance, for that young guy to come out with a victory in the Super Bowl. But it can happen, and he can get hot, and that team's hot. And but I like my Chiefs, of course. They're a seasoned team, and they're a collective team, from ownership down. What Clark Hunt has done since taking it over from his father. I had the opportunity to meet Lamar Hunt before he passed. And I know what that team means to that city and that family. And, they got rid of Carl, and, everything's gone up from there. They've had some incidences where they've had to really look internally, coaching-wise, where they've hopefully are listening to our message and get rid of that alcohol in that building. That's hurting people off the field due to certain people's decisions, and that goes straight to the heart of the head coach. And I hope he listens to that, and I think he has, because I see something with the Chiefs that has humbled everyone, from Javon Belcher's situation to the coaching, what we just talked about there, and now you see, I think, a team that is collectively together in a very family atmosphere. They talk about a lot of football, but it only exists in certain places. And I think that exists in the Chiefs locker room today and in the entire organization.
A lot of great information. I hope everybody's out there. And again, what's the best website to go to get your stuff?
Yeah, go to rev-mj.com to check out if you're in any of our states, where cannabis is legal as far as marijuana is concerned. We're in California, Arizona, Nevada, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, and Michigan. And then we've got, go to thegaspipe.net, thegaspipe.net. You can order all of our hemp products that we just released and are releasing out to the public now. It's all 50 state legal. You can order it straight to any doorstep in America. Our great partner out of Dallas, Ben Warner, who's the owner of the gas pipe smoke shops, and has a great hemp company, Trinity Hemp Company, that came to us. We connected at one of these conventions and in cannabis, and we're trying to get this out there to everybody, and they can have that opportunity if they order it. Today online, they can go to thegaspipe.net and order it to their house. We've got pre-rolls, packaged flower, and this is all in hemp. That's 50 state legal. That has the opportunity to even see that euphoric side with all the Delta 8 products, THCA flower, things that are available in hemp now that are legal, that we're trying to get past with, to where it's all the same. There shouldn't be all this over-regulation and taxation going on. And if people will support us, then we're going to keep moving that needle. We get in front of the politicians, we go to where they're at and bring the issues to them.
Yeah, it really is great. So again, the Gridiron Golf Tournament. I know Troy is chomping at the bit to get out there and play a little golf. You got the pairings party on Thursday night, and of course the golf tournament on Friday. And I'm never invited to the tournament because Kyle's afraid of my handicap, and I'm always 3 under. So going into these kind of things, but Kyle, it's always great to see you. And again, one more time where we can get that single. Hi.
Yeah, go online, any of your music platforms, Pandora, whatever, any of the online platforms, you can get any of my music. But I got a great single out there, High, and it speaks about this conversation. You can download it right now.
See, when I'm on the ground, I'm working on a new single called Load. So we can put those together.
Thanks, Kyle. See you later.
World thing, so.
Yeah. All right, Kyle Turley joining us, Jim McMahon. He went off somewhere, and of course, Troy Geary here on Radio Row. We're going to pay a couple bills, let Kyle go, and come back and wrap things up this afternoon. Dave Stevens live on Radio Row. Check it out. And, Revenant, not such a bad product and idea, right? All right. We'll see you in a bit.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us in 2024. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 4th, because we're calling all Star Wars fans with a costume contest and an awesome Star Wars prize. Then on Saturday, August 10th, it's a Hollywood Night of Dreams with music, games, contests, and surprises. Both parties will be at the beautiful South Shore Harbor Resort with amazing food, fun activities, live entertainment, and a cash bar, plus some additional surprises. Saturday, May 4th and Saturday, August 10th. Come party with us. SYCE. More than a yacht, it's serendipity.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens here for the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show from Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Rays. And you know what? Not everybody can be a Major League Baseball player, but you can look like $1 million. What's the best way to do that? Well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. Don't believe me? That's right, you can look professional, feel good, and not spend a lot of money by wearing Fresh Clean Threads. They have amazing shirts. They've got Henleys and polos, long sleeves, and even bomber jackets. And if you like them, you can save some money by typing in the show code GSS Show from the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show to save 20% off. So if you can't be a major leaguer and you want to dress like one, well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. That's freshcleanthreads.com. Tell them Dave sent you. Use that code GSS Show.
They can strike anytime or anywhere. You can have one while giving a speech at your best friend's wedding or in the middle of your uncle's funeral. It's called a wingasm, and it occurs when you bet and win with MyBookie. And this football season, enjoy more wingasms than ever with new features like early cash out. So you can pull out and enjoy an early wingasm, then bet those funds immediately. Tired of waiting all day for your money? We've increased the speed of bet settlement. And with enhanced game lines and live betting and streaming, you can bet right up until kickoff, then place more bets during the game. What would a new season be without our $100,000 Survivor contest? And a super contest with a cash pot of $250,000. Have more wingasms, more often with MyBookie.
That's right. A lot of bets being placed. That 50% investment on your own. That way. Troy, have you made your bets yet, Troy?
All right. Am I up here? Okay, here I am.
Oh, there we go.
All right, I'm back on your. Yeah, I did. I'm not going to disclose those yet until Friday, but I did make a couple of bets last night at Santa Fe Station Casino at Bookie there, and Yeah, I used mybookie.ag, so I got my my match, my 50% match.
Well, we got a surprise. A couple of buddies of Troy's that just happened to stop by, so we're going to bring them in. Troy, do some introductions for me.
Yeah, we got Dave Vince and sorry, what was his name? Christian, up and coming rapper. So he's going to give us a little treat in a minute. But Dave has been a long time. He was Minnesota people know him well, and with the Timberwolves, we worked for some stations here in California. And right now, what are you up to right now?
Doing a lot of freelance stuff. Still doing a lot of play-by-play. Did a college basketball game last night for NBC out in the Bay Area. I'm actually working with the Tony Bruno Sports Network. It's a new streaming app. The Tony Bruno Sports Network, get it wherever you get your apps. I'm on from 10 to noon Pacific time, so Minnesota time. So it's 1 to 3 Eastern. So it's 12 to 2 Central. Math was never my
So you're back in California.
Anybody who watched the Timberwolves knows over the years, math was not my structure. I tried to forget about numbers because a lot of years the numbers were not favorable for the Timberwolves, so I tried to forget about them. But so 12 to 2 on the Tony Bruno Sports Network. I'm doing that, and I'm actually launching a startup right now. It's called Tickscape. We're not fully launched yet. We're like about to launch. It's basically a Travelocity for tickets. Okay. So instead of having to go to each individual site, go to StubHub or Ticketmaster or SeatGeek, you just go to our site and it will show you all the prices on one site combined. So I got my hands on a lot of things right now, man. I've been busy since doing the Wolves, but man, definitely miss my time in Minnesota. I don't miss the winter. Do not miss the winter. Never liked the winter, but I love the city, man. Such a great time being there. Such incredible people that I got to know over my decade being there, and I will forever cherish my time there.
Yeah, you got Chip, Marty Geller, let's see, Kevin, who did this pregame?
Kevin, not Kevin Harlan. Kevin, why am I drawing a blank?
Gopher. He's going to kill me.
We should both know this time. We're both going to get killed right now.
I just want to ask you about this young Timberwolves team. I know, like I said, a lot of the years you were there, they're kind of struggling to get 20, 30 wins. Just talk about what you've seen from afar this season with the team, and do you think come playoff time, they can finally get over the hump and maybe get to the NBA Finals?
Well, listen, let's win a playoff series first, okay? I mean, seriously. Like, this team hasn't won a playoff series in a long, long time. So I understand the enthusiasm and the excitement about can we get to the finals. And this team has been at the top of the West pretty much the entire season. You've got an amazing coach in Chris Finch. You've got an amazing superstar. And I felt like Anthony Edwards was going to be a superstar from day one. This guy is just, you watch him and I feel like sometimes you're watching Jordan when he was young. And he just carries himself in that way. And I think the team now has evolved to the point that it needed to get to, right? Cat is still an alpha, but he is not the lead alpha. It's like Ant is the alpha. Cat can do his thing. Gobert has been fantastic. And Mike Conley, you talk about a guy who's a perfect fit at a perfect point in his career, kind of bringing everything together. And McDaniels, this team has really kind of grown. And I think a lot of people nationally, they're surprised that the Timberwolves have been able to sustain this success. The only thing I'm surprised about is, and listen, I was in Minnesota long enough that I know how people in Minnesota feel and they think about their sports teams, not only when it comes to the Timberwolves, but it's like everybody in Minnesota is like, yeah, but when's the other shoe going to drop? And it's like everybody's bracing for the other shoe to drop, and maybe this is the year the other shoe doesn't drop. Maybe this is the year that it really can be that good because this team is legit, and they could beat any team in the league right now in a playoff series. Would I love them going against the Nuggets? I don't know if I would love them going against the Nuggets. Would I love them going against the Celtics? I don't know if I would love them going against us. But I'll tell you what, if we're talking about them playing the Celtics, it's a pretty damn good year.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So tell us about your friend. Does he talk?
He does. He doesn't have a microphone. Christian Coelho.
You can interview him.
I'm just going to hand him, let you do the interview, but I'll do the introduction. I can't drop who he's associated with because it's not been publicly released, but I'll just say he's an up-and-coming musician, rapper from the East Bay and the San Francisco Bay Area. Some very big things are about to be announced for him. He's making a name for himself, and we just had him on our show, and he just dropped. We dropped a beat, and he did his latest song, and it was unbelievable. So, Christian, here you go. I'm handing you the mic.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I've never been to anything like this before with all the media outlets, so it's really cool for me as an upcoming artist, to get to shake hands with a lot of people and just kind of get to meet a whole bunch of new people. And so I've been making music for about 7 years now. Last 2 years, I've been starting to take it a lot more seriously. I record in Oakland, California, so I've been kind of climbing up the coast, working my way down to SoCal, and we're going to start taking over pretty soon.
You're not working with somebody we could just whose name rhymes with poop or anything like that?
I can't say anything yet.
All right, so if I drop a beat,
I don't know. They might have got my only verse for the day over at the Tony Bruno show.
You got to give him a little something. Yeah, can you give him a little something?
So if I drop a beat.
Yeah, Minnesota gets cold. The Niners this thing about to win the whole bowl. Yeah, that's the line I'll drop to you guys. Yeah, you gotta get a little sprinkle.
There we go. You're working on it. We know the Vikings won't be there.
I don't know.
The Twins will be there.
You guys do have the Vikings, they played us pretty well this year. They played the Niners very well this year. I was very surprised. You guys, very young team too. I think it's going to be a good team in the next couple of years for sure.
You guys are both from California. So
all right, one line. All right.
So you're 49ers fans?
Yeah, I'm a 49ers
So
fan.
what do you think the score is going to be?
It's hard for me because,
Very such a big Niners fan and very loves the Super Bowl before. It's not a pretty sight. From the Bay Area. But it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. It's the Super Bowl. It's going to be tough. But if anyone can do it, this team can do it. I think being such a big Niners fan, having seen Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, it's not a pretty sight. For anyone can do it. But it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs and especially in the Super Bowl. So it's kind of tough. Patrick Mahomes, if anyone can do it, this team can do it. It's a really good Niners roster experience they have. They're not going to be able to keep this roster without putting it on. So it's like fair to do
All right,
it.
David, I'm going to throw you a curveball and tell you
I feel like the defense will hold up well enough that the question will be just
Pekovich.
Coffee. I'm going to pull that one out.
Richard Coffee was before my time, but I remember watching him play.
They have problems, so it'll be very interesting to see how it goes down. I think it's now to feel better on that given Sunday.
He was kind of that way on a Gopher squad filled with Willie Burton, Melvin Newbern, Jim Shikujansky, like all those names, and he just got rebounds. I think even his career high.
Richard Coffee before my time, but
he just brought them back to I like the spirit. It's almost like an Al Newman for the Twins.
well, a guy in that vein, but probably not quite as.
I always still talk about JJ to this day. Because JJ was the kind of guy if you were picking teams at the Y and you were just lining guys based upon what you saw, your impression, JJ wouldn't be a guy that could pick very high.
I always still talk about JJ to
Dog was way bigger than the dog in the field.
because JJ was the kind of guy, if you were a great guy, if you were picking teams at the Y, and you were just lining guys based upon what you saw,
Well, I got to know Fred a little bit post-career. I didn't see him as a player.
JJ wouldn't be a guy that
There
was very high.
were so many. I saw way too many
Players come through. I think there was one year we saw 25 players on the roster. And I think it was 6 head coaches that I saw. And maybe as many GMs. I'm just glad that there's some stability. I'm so happy for Finchy and happy for the Wolves fans. And I'm really especially happy for my boy, Jim Peterson. He's my brother, and we still talk all the time. And I'm just so happy that they're having some success.
Where can we get your tunes, or when are you going to drop?
Maybe be dropping pretty soon here in the near future, but at ChristianQuello.com, all my music videos, you can find everything on there, links to everything. I'm going to be dropping some stuff and announcing some big things coming up soon.
Social media?
Instagram, it's ChristianQuello_, so you'll see it all right there. It's CHRISTIAN, last name Coelho, COELHO. Maybe drop the
Joe or something.
Everyone has got short names. I'm trying to be different.
I'm already short, so that doesn't matter.
3-2, according to baseball.
There you go. When they pull me over for DUIs, they're like, what's going on here? I've never been pulled over for DUI. Let's just squash that right there. So a quick pick on your predictions is a score.
Okay, am I talking with my heart or with? I'm all in with my heart on the Niners.
If you went to mybookie.ag, I'm already short, so that doesn't matter.
3-2, according to your baseball card.
When they pull me over for DUIs, they're like, what? What's going on? You're not 3-4 years old. I've never been pulled over for DUI. Just squash that thing. So a quick pick on your predictions is a score.
Okay, I'm with my heart or with my head because I'm all in with my heart on the Niners.
Like if you went to mybookie.ag,
My wallet is not touching this game because I have two very divergent interests. My wallet, if I was going to have to bet, I'm putting my money on the Chiefs, but I'm not betting against myself because I want the Niners to win. I think it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't pick against Mahomes, but man, I hope wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I think you're right around the score. I think it's going to be, 30-27. 31-28. It's going to be in that neighborhood. But
they won in Buffalo. They won in
Buffalo. It's the Niners that are the team on top at the end. I'm shocked, honestly, that they're the favorites because I really feel like if I had to place a bet, I'm taking Chiefs and the points all day long on this one. But I'm laying off of it because I don't want to bet against myself.
Yeah, I don't understand. And Troy and I have discussed it that way, where yes, they're the 49ers are the favorite. There's no underdog for the Chiefs anymore. They play that card the first couple of rounds.
Well, they won it. They won it in Baltimore.
But I just think that the Chiefs are going to be really tough.
Get lost in the fact that they finished the regular season 5-5 the last 10 games. They were very mediocre. Not a lot of teams can just flick the switch.
This is awesome, guys. Thank you for
But
stopping by.
there are a couple of teams that
Troy, what do all of our guests get?
Yeah, they actually the year they won 70.
Free money.
But there were a couple of years they just kind of floated in.
All of our
They won
guests
the
are given
championship.
these cell phone
the
chargers.
great
Thanks
teams
to
that have been there
lovely
before,
folks at Serendipity Yacht
they know, like,
Cruise
hey,
and
let's
events.
just
So
get there and then we'll make our noise.
please.
I feel like Kansas City.
Awesome.
There you
and
go.
I would have a
We'll
hard
give you
time
ones in
putting any
boxes.
money
Those are props
against
anyway.
them.
So
I really,
Thanks for being a
really
part of
hope
the
I'm
Geary,
wrong.
Stein, and
That's
Steven Show, boys, and we look forward to seeing you and
But
listening to you and
I
hearing
just
you and
think that
downloading you.
Chiefs are
This is
gonna
Dave
be really
Stevens for Troy Geary, and wherever Will is always Will. We'll see you in a few minutes. Don't know who's up next, but we'll have them live.
Jim McMahon and Kyle
Thank you for watching the Geary, Stein, and Steven Show from Super Bowl 58. You can watch all of the episodes at yourhometv.com or download the Your Home TV app on Roku. Follow the boys on all social media and podcast apps.